I'd love to be able to talk to a group. Well, I don't know if I'd want it to be a zero or not, because that means you're living under a rock. We all know people who are into it. Maybe we're the way out. Maybe something you hear in here today will be a piece. You may not need it, but you can hand it off to someone who does. So please, I don't think it's going to be a problem for you to tune in. I think once you start to hear these stories, all three of these individuals up here at this time have ties to J. County High School. A couple of graduates and one present student. Had two sons go through here. I've had a lot of connections with the J system over the years. I'm thankful for it. You get tired of the rules of your teachers. You get tired of the rules of your parents. Wait until drugs start to set the rules. Wait until they tell you when you'll puke, when you'll defecate on yourself, when you'll pee on yourself, when you're going to have vomit from head to toe, when you can't sleep, when you're going to be in jail, what's going to happen to you in prison. Don't say that to scare you. I say that to be raw. I say that to be real. So, tune in. Let's go ahead with it. Dustin, would you come and share?
Hi guys, how you doing? Man, I remember 8th grade. It was awful. I'll just start from my childhood. I was born in an alcoholic home. My mom and dad were both alcoholics. I remember when I was really young, listening to my mom and dad come home from the bar, and my dad beating on my mom. So at a very young age, I learned to keep my mouth shut if I didn't want to smack around, right? So I was already at a disadvantage. I already had no voice from the very start. When I got to 2nd grade, I was a pretty intelligent kid, and they wanted to move me from 2nd grade to 3rd grade, and they wanted to put me in my own reading class because I was the kid who didn't fit in. I was the kid that sat inside during recess and read books. I was the kid that sat inside and did origami instead of going out playing basketball and doing the things all the other cool kids were doing, right? So the kids started making fun of me. So I connected me being smart, me being good at reading, me not being good at sports to get made fun of. And I carried that through my whole school career. Like I said, 7th grade, 8th grade for me were horrible. I had no friends. I didn't feel like I had any friends. Looking back on it now, I had several friends. But I felt like I had no friends. I felt like I was totally alone. That nobody understood me. That nobody even cared to understand me. When I got in high school, I realized that I didn't have to play a sport that included dribbling the ball or throwing a ball. And I was a 4-year varsity wrestler. So I finally made it, right? I finally had a group. I was an athlete, except I wasn't. You know, I didn't fit in with the athletes. I was still extremely smart without trying. But I didn't want to be smart. I didn't want to be smart. I got made fun of for being smart. Most of my friends were hoods, but I didn't leave or show up half days to smoke cigarettes, and I didn't go out and drink beer. I didn't get high, so I didn't fit in with the hoods either. So here I am at the end of my high school career, still totally alone. So when I left high school, I was still looking for a way to not be alone. So I started doing drugs. I started off with cocaine. With cocaine, I could really get out there and be social. You know what I mean? Like, I had friends. People wanted to be around me. I made it. I wasn't alone anymore, and that worked until it didn't. As you can see by the picture, that's me. That's me about 4 years ago. Life got rough real quick. I was the guy who got caught in a hotel with drugs and syringes with my kids, got my kids taken. I was a guy that didn't have a license. I was a guy that didn't have a car. I was the guy that kids got made fun of when they went to school because their mom and dad were drug addicts. I was the guy who would go to a friend's house and get high and start breaking their stuff. By the time I finally made it to rehab, I was living in a car out in the 30-degree weather because nobody would let me in their house, not even my own mother. And at that time, drugs had failed me. You know, they didn't make me not feel alone anymore. They made me feel more alone than anything else. I was in active addiction for 22 years. And I would say for 20 years of that, I still felt totally alone. You guys are going to hear stories from 3 people today. And I guarantee you that these 3 people will connect with you. You know, some of you can feel what I have to say, some of you can feel what John has to say, and some of you can feel what Lily has to say. But if any of you people don't hear what your life experience is right now, I guarantee you, I've been in the rooms of recovery. I guarantee you there's people just like you, just like you, just like you. Every one of us has somebody that's been in addiction. If you're not there yet, you'll get there, you know. Once you cross that line and drugs don't work anymore and you have to have drugs, you wake up sick, you can't get out of bed and go to work, you can't get up and take care of your kids, you can't do anything without drugs. Once you cross that line, it's a lifelong battle. For the rest of your life, you'll be an addict. Even if you're in recovery, every day you'll have to think about, what do I have to do to stay sober? So, I guess if I'm going to leave anybody with wisdom today, it would be when you have those feelings of loneliness, or that you don't fit in, or that you don't matter. We all matter. We're all important. Any way you can feel alone right now, there are so many more people in this room that feel exactly the same way you do. We're all just afraid to say it. Thank you.